Hello and welcome to this video lesson about telling the time. In the previous lesson, we learned about different types of clocks. Can you remember the different types of clocks? That's right, we learned about two different types. The analog clock and the digital clock. What is the difference between a digital clock and an analog clock? Analog clocks have faces, hands, and numbers, while a digital clock only has numbers, it has no hands. We also learned about the hour hand. Can you remember which hand is the hour hand? Yes, another name for the hour hand is the small hand. Can you guess how long it takes the hour hand to move from one number to the next? It takes 1 hour. Now you know why the little hand is called the hour hand. Can you guess how long it takes the hour hand to move all around the clock face once? Count with me. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. It takes the hour hand 12 hours to move all around the clock face once. Another way of saying that is it takes 12 hours for the small hand to do one full turn, or one full rotation. Remember in the last video lesson, we looked at adding the numbers to the clock face. We started by putting 12 at the top and 6 right underneath it. Then we put 3 to the right hand side, and directly opposite we placed 9. Remember I told you when we were doing this that it would be important later. Well, let's find out why. If we draw a straight line from 12 down to 6, we have divided the clock face into two halves. We have the first half and we have the second half. Now, if we draw a line between 3 and 9, we have divided the clock into quarters. 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, and 4 quarters. Now these numbers, 12, 3, 6, and 9, are important. Let's find out why. It's time now to look at the other hand. So let's get rid of that hour hand for now. This is the minute hand. We call it the big hand, and its job is to count the minutes. How long do you think it takes the minute hand to complete one full turn or one rotation of the clock face? It takes the minute hand 60 minutes to move a full turn around the clock face. 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. Can you see how the minute hand is bigger than the hour hand? Let's watch the minute hand moving one full rotation around the clock. Don't forget to keep an eye on the hour hand and see how that moves as well. Now the minute hand has moved 1 quarter of the way around the clock. The minute hand is pointing to 3. It has moved 1 quarter of a full rotation, or quarter of an hour. And the hour hand has moved 1 quarter of the way, halfway between 10 and 11. That means that the time is 10:15. Now the minute hand is pointing at 6. The minute hand has moved halfway around the clock. And the hour hand has moved halfway between 10 and 11. That means that the time is 10:30. Now the minute hand has moved 3/4 of the way around the clock, or 3/4 of a full rotation. And the hour hand has moved 3/4 of the way between 10 and 11. That means that it is 11:45. And now the minute hand is pointing at 12, and the hour hand has moved all the way from 10 and is now pointing at 11. That means that an hour or 60 minutes has passed. So what have we learned? We have learned that when the minute hand is pointing at 3, it is 1/4 of an hour past the last number that the big hand is leaving behind. In this example, the time is 8:15. When the minute hand is pointing at 6, it is half an hour past the last number that the big hand is leaving behind. The big hand in this case is halfway between 1 and 2. In this example, the time is 1:30. We have learned that when the minute hand is pointing at 9, it is 1/4 of an hour to the next number that the big hand is going towards. In this example, the time is 7:45. Now you should know how to tell when it is 1/4 past, 1/2 past, or 1/4 to any hour. So let's find out what you can do. What time is it? The time is 10 o'clock. The big hand is pointing at 12, and the small hand is pointing at 10. So the correct time is 10 o'clock. What time is it? It's 8:15. The big hand is at 3, and the small hand is near to 8. So it's 8:15. What time is it? It is 11:45, because the big hand is at 9, and the small hand is near to 12. What time is it? It's 6:15. The big hand is at 3, and the small hand is a little bit past 6, so it is 6:15. What time is it? It's 4:30. The big hand is at 6, and the small hand is halfway between 4 and 5, so it is 4:30. What time is it? It's 2:45. The big hand is at 9, and the small hand is almost at 3, so it is 2:45. What time is it on this clock? It's 12:15. The big hand is at 3, and the small hand is just gone past 12. What time is it? It's 9:30. The big hand is at 6, and the small hand is halfway between 9 and 10. What time is it? It's 1:30. The big hand is at 6, and the small hand is halfway between 1 and 2, so it is 1:30. What time is it? It's 7:15. The big hand is at 9, and the small hand is almost at 7. What time is this? It's 3 o'clock. The big hand is at 12, and the small hand is pointing directly at 3. Well done. I hope you found this video lesson helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.